Morning with Max. Good morning, folks, and welcome to another Morning with Max. If you don't know me, I'm Max Porter. I'm the writer, editor, lore keeper, board game designer, stream runner, various other things here at City State Entertainment, and we are working on the MMORPG Camelot Unchained. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, Zelly Belly, Harmacist, Cyrax, Adri, Thaddeus, and Dion's getting a call or something.
From trolling from Scott.
Sacrix, are we getting another part of the 30-day document today? I don't think so. I don't think Mark had the chance to get it ready this week, so probably next week.
Are you gonna have it?
Good morning, Harmacist. Adri Cortesia. No way, you work on an MMO? Yes. For those of you who don't know, Adri's like the most dedicated viewer. He's watched like every video, and we put out a lot of streams. Kick Assassins, show a board game card. Yeah, I just cleaned up my desk. Normally there'd be a pile of them nearby. But I don't have one in arm's reach. I have to go all the way over to my desk. Sacrix, who's going to be on the Q&A wrap-up? Sacrix, as you well know, I never know who is going to be doing the wrap-up until like 5 minutes before. And Tilted, show us gameplay video instead. I would if I had one. We will be creating one of those, I'm sure, or many of those perhaps, as we head into Beta 1. But we are not spending time on gameplay videos right now. Harmacist, it was awesome to see your wife on Gauntlet of Death. Thank you very much. She's been on a couple times, and all those videos are saved. So if you're a fan of the Gauntlet of Death and you want to start mapping out the various maps, various levels, then, you know, watch the old videos. I think Halloween was actually posting some of their findings on forums. Sacrix, Beta 1 confirmed? There will be a Beta 1, that is confirmed. Max, I think your autofocus is active. Yes, it is, Adri. I had to make the decision whether to delay the stream by 1 more minute to turn off the autofocus or just start. So I just decided to start. But now you're making me regret it. Cyrax147. You get a parrot, a necklace of garlic, and 6 small candles. Sacrix, will Beta 1 be in 2017? I don't know. Or at least I'm not answering. No, I just don't know. Kick Assassins, send me a board game beta. I might if we were ready, but it's not quite ready. Thaddeus. Yeah. Say hi to Rob as he passes by. Nice shorts, Rob. Made him look. Let's see. We have had another great week of streaming. If you missed any of our streams this week, they are all linked in this schedule. And all the videos are saved on our Twitch and YouTube channels. Yesterday we had an office stream in the morning. Then we had environment art with Tyler in the afternoon. Then we interrupted that for a happy birthday to Mark stream. because it was Mark's birthday yesterday. We sang him happy birthday, the birthday dirge, as it is known. Then Tyler hopped back on and did like another hour and 45 minutes of environment art. So you got bonus Tyler. It was great. Back on Wednesday, we had weapon modeling with John. John was working on bows and has been rapidly creating 3D models for all of them. Say hi to AJ. That was followed up by Gauntlet of Death with the very special guest, my wife Kate, and that was a blast as always. Back on Tuesday, we had an office stream in the morning, and we had coding with Andrew. He was working on pairing ability ammunition paired with animations. So, ammunition animations, I think, is what I called the stream. Strike JK. Andrew versus Tyler in ping pong. Who would win? I don't know. It depends who's played more ping pong. I would bet on Andrew, but I don't actually have any idea. Oh, and that was followed up on Tuesday by Storytime with Max, where I read the end of part 6 of the part 5 of the Silver Hands Becoming story on stream. Part 6 is coming out in the monthly newsletter. That's why it's on my brain. On Monday of this week, we had Morning with Max in the morning, and then concert art with Michelle. She was working on realm variations of long and short bows in the afternoon, so that was very cool. Bows, not booze. Yeah. John says there is a ping pong table in our building. It's referring to the gym in the building next door, I think. Kick Assassins is your board game a Camelot board game? Yes. Can you explain it more? Are you planning on a Kickstarter to back the game? I guess we'll see. That seems likely. Can you explain it more? There are a bunch of streams, Kick Assassins. If you go back, they're actually all saved in a playlist, out of order, but in a playlist on YouTube. I've done a bunch of board game playtests on stream. Sacrix, when is the newsletter coming out? When it's done and fully edited. Under Cortesia, you should host a tournament, yeah, for John to beat everyone at ping pong. People talking about the Q&A this afternoon. John says he would destroy both Tyler and Andrew in ping pong. I believe it. I believe John's spent a lot of his youth, his still burgeoning youth,
Sweet virgin youth.
on ping pong.
That was funny, Max.
Oh, Sacred, it's going to be first on Sunday to tonight, I guess. Yeah. If you're asking about when the newsletter will be coming out. That is the plan. So unless something goes wrong. Andrew Khadija, I can't imagine someone in the office with a ping pong bat? What is a ping pong bat? Do you mean a paddle? The little paddles? I would bring a bat to a ping pong game. Then I might have a chance against John. Whack! I wouldn't try to hit the ball. Kick Assassins, you wanted me to show you some board game stuff. Here's some. This was like an extra prototype copy that I created Uncle JB to take with him when he went to visit with some backers for Gen Con and stuff. So the decks are made of cards composed, you know, you take like a deck of cards for being your race and a deck of cards for being your class, and you put them together to form a new deck. Will be your deck of cards for the game. Atticus, you're not going to be on for the Q&A? That sucks, because you sent us a gift, and we're going to open it on stream after the Q&A. Strike JK, a CU card game? Yeah, in between other projects or in my spare time, I've been noodling over a depths-themed board game. So, you know, it's just been me spending a little time on it. Southern Iowa Rednecks. I admit I haven't been following as on the YouTube chat. I admit I haven't been following as close as I should, but how is the stealth portion progressing? I love the stealth game in Daok. Looking forward to Camelot Unchained. Well, we had the stealth stretch goal, so stealth is confirmed for Camelot Unchained. I don't know if it's planned to be in at launch or not. I had to have to look at the stretch goal again. It's not something that we're spending a lot of time on right now because we're pushing for beta 1, and stealth is not a thing for the first phase of beta. But it's certainly something that will happen, and that we have some sample classes up for on the website, and those are some of those really cool classes. Hopefully that answers your question, Southern Iowa Rednecks. Skeletor's Jockstrap. Is it another dragon head? No, but that thing is awesome. It's right over there. Thank you to Necromaniac, the backer, who built it. Anres, question: how are you feeling about the current state of the Trinity crafting gathering, gatherer, shaper, maker? I feel good about it. I'm not the designer for the crafting system, so I would ask Mark about that. Perhaps this afternoon, if he is on for the end of week wrap up and Q&A. Strike JK, can I play an Arthurian deck? Yeah. If you are talking about the board game that I've been, you know, spending some free time on and stuff. So this deck has all of these mage cards in it, and then these Arthurian human cards. And so it's an Arthurian human mage, but I could take the mage cards out and mix them with Viking human, and then have a Viking human mage. Or take the Arthurian human and mix those cards with, you know, some other class. But they're just, you know, sample cards. Adrocortesia, Max, I think your language filter is a bit harsh. Well, I haven't changed it in a long time, so I guess it's always been. What word did you try? Ball. Oh yeah, because people kept saying that. Zero most physical to activity. I am out. Oh, I see. You hope CU never implements any sports activities. That's why you're talking about the sports ball. Grintar, Max, come on, man. It was like a year ago I started watching these things with the wizard hat and all. Which is right over here. When's beta? I'm still not, we're still not answering specific time, Grintar, but I mean, we have all the information about our progress out there, and then I'm putting out another monthly newsletter this evening. So, thanks for waiting, I guess. We all want to get into beta real bad. Excuse me. Strike JK, will that be a card game like Magic the Gathering? Not exactly like it, no. Not very much like it, really. But, you know, I've been, in the sense of it having cards, yes. Cards that do things. Grintar, okay, Max, did you watch Star Trek Discovery? Not yet. Skeletor's Jockstrap. Max, do you have a favorite realm? My favorite realm depends on, you know, what I'm excited about that day. I really like all three realms for different reasons. So, when I'm working on a story set in the Tuatha De Danann realm, that's my favorite realm. If I'm working on a story set in the realm of the Vikings, that's my favorite realm. Predator 1. Are archers confirmed for Beta 1? Absolutely. There are 9 classes confirmed for Beta 1. 3 for each realm. And they are the archers for each realm, the healers for each realm, and the heavy fighters for each realm. And that's for the first phase of beta. Southern Iowa Rednecks. One more for you. Is there a realm rank system? If so, how will the system keep players engaged in playing the in-game RVR? What is the main hook to keep people wanting more like realm ranks in Dayak? Southern Iowa Rednecks, this question gets asked of Mark a lot. And the answer is yes, and also it's kind of the whole game. Skeletor's Jockstrap. Politician's answer. Okay, I deserve that. All 3 realms are my favorite. Pachamos, which realm has been your favorite to write for so far? See, that's a clever way of trying to get me to answer that. I mean, I would say, you know, I tend to go for, like, foresty kind of peoples and games, but then, like, I think, like, oh man, I really, really loved writing, like, the Frost Giant Becoming story, and really digging into the Norse lore. And I'm like, oh man, you know, I love that kind of stuff. It's so weird and specific and unique and interesting. And then I say, okay, well, maybe that's my favorite one. But then I think, well, in college, I wrote a research paper on whether King Arthur really existed. And that was like a massive project that I loved, and I absolutely continue to, get books on my birthday from people on, the real existence or not of King Arthur and King Arthurian myths, and it's just been a huge part of my life. And so I say, oh, well, maybe that's my favorite realm. But now I've gone through all 3 realms, haven't I? So you see my dilemma. Archers are already in the game. Archers are confirmed for Beta 1. It's one of 3 of the core classes. Well, it's one of the 3 classes in for Beta 1. Denarian. When you need playtesters for your card game, remember how excited Chad is about it. I will remember that, Denarian. Yeah, I mean, I always need playtesters. But it's more a matter of, you know, got to spend time on Camelot Unchained and not the board game at times. Fredgard, Morning Max. As a backer who very much looks forward to see you, but simply got lost in the long waiting for the game, and struggling to keep the hype going from newsletters that don't really cover anything too interesting for me, not very much into how a game is being developed and how much hard work goes behind the scenes, more into actually seeing game mechanics in action and not in the docs. Do you guys hear the same story like mine a lot? I'm still here and supporting the game, but it seems like not a lot. Fredgard, that's a good question for Mark. If you're going to be around this afternoon, or for whomever is on stream this afternoon, might not be Mark. But yeah, I mean, I do hear the same story like yours a lot, and I think there's nothing wrong with going away for a while and then coming back. I think you'll see that even if it doesn't feel like, you know, day to day, week to week, month to month, you know, it might seem like, you know, incremental progress. It's like, you know, when your sibling is growing up or something, you know, if you don't see them for a while, or your cousin, if you don't see them for a while, then you come back, it's like all of a sudden they're so much taller and bigger. And I think it's like that with the development of this game. Because if you compare, like, where we are now to where we were a year ago, it's such a big difference. And, I mean, we're in the midst of a really exciting time right now, with the sprint for Siege gameplay, which you can read a bit about the work going into that, and I know you're not that interested, but in the newsletter when that goes out this evening. But I mean, yeah, if you are like, I want to see the game mechanics in action and not in documents, and you're like, I'm not so interested in the Beta 1 doc, etc., go away for a while, wait. We're going to hit the first phase of beta. We will get there. And that is what beta is for. Seeing the game mechanics in action. In your words, Fredgard. You know, each step along the way is has a different purpose. And if that's what appeals to you, step away for a while until we're there. Because we will get there. Plum Insurgent, Crafter 2, right? We talked about the possibility of a distinct crafting class, but at least the current plan is just for Beta 1, you know, for testing purposes, is just let everybody craft so that, you know, the system gets tested. As opposed to slowing down beta or something like for a unique crafter class. It could still happen though. Zeromus, we all know the devs are pro Viking. Well, everybody has their own opinion. Strike JK, Max has the burning desire of Arthurians in his heart. His mind is as vast and mysteriously woven like a TD forest, and his beard is rough like a Viking. Thanks. Grintar, Max, watch the first half of the STD. They should have picked another ship name. Angry Joe review. No real spoilers, but we'll get you hyped. Okay, Grentar, I'll check that out. Predator 1, is Winter Shadow skiing still a thing? As far as I know. If it's on the website, then probably. Edward Cortesia, what did you study in college? I have a degree in creative writing from UCLA. House of Dread, what's up, stream? What's up, House of Dread? Everybody's trying to guess the realm as I went through it a few minutes ago. Pachamos. Follow-up question. Which has been the hardest realm to write for in terms of finding mythology to lean on for inspiration and ideas? That's a great question. The Arthurian realm. And the reason isn't because, well, no. And the reason isn't what you think it is. It isn't because there's a dearth of, or a lack of stories in that. It's, if you go back far enough, there's so much crossover between, like, Welsh mythology, Welsh, excuse me, Welsh, oh yes, folks having your coffee today? Welsh mythology, I can't speak, and Welsh mythology and like Brittonic mythology and all of that is very, very, very tightly woven. I mean, the oldest Arthurian stories kind of are Welsh, so just splitting those and making them distinct because they are different in spirit between the realms, that can be really hard. And it can be really hard to decide, to figure out the most interesting and meaningful distinctions. But we don't publish it unless we're at least somewhat happy with it. Yazaro, hello. Fredgard, thanks, Max. I'm still here supporting the game. Just wanted to let you guys know that even if several of us are not here in chat often or on forums being the loud voices, we are still out here waiting. Fredgard, thank you so much. I'm glad, you're very welcome, and I hope my thoughts were helpful. But it's good to know. That's good to know that for sure. Zarfe, hi. Pepe Boington, hi. Zelibelio, that's awesome, allowing all to test crafting beta. Yeah, that's the current plan, I believe. Skeletors, Jogstrap, factions within factions. Pachamos, all of your research so far, what has been the craziest myth or story that you've read that made you go, wow, that's nuts? Tordug, yes, I am also Lurker Muslim. Hey, Tordug. Pachamos, the craziest myth or story you've read that made you go, wow, that's nuts. It would have to be some of the Celtic mythology that I studied in college. Because while there is some really weird and out there Norse mythology, there's stuff in the Mabinogion that is just trippy as all get out. People, collapsing and then turning into a puddle and then turning into because a puddle turns into a fly and she's the most beautiful fly in the world, and then the fly gets swallowed and then they get pregnant after swallowing the fly, and then she comes out again, and it's, oh man, that's a crazy one. It's a crazy mythological cycle. Oh man, it is time to wrap up this morning with Max. Brandon Logue is more builder for many games and ideas. Is it hard to keep everything straight in your head? Sometimes. Usually I do pretty good. All right, because they're all very, very different IPs and ideas. All right. I will see you later. I'd say there is some chance, Pachamos, of seeing Cahulan on the TDD side. Don't forget about the background of the Viana class. I will see you folks later. Join us this afternoon for the end of week wrap up and Q&A. I'm not sure who will be doing that yet, but it will be at 4 p.m. our time, so in about 5 hours. Oh, you're very welcome. Bye-bye. You have a great weekend, too. If I don't see you this afternoon, when I ask the questions or read them off. We're going to have stand-ups here pretty soon. Everybody's going to gather around the screen at the end of the hall there where it says CSC West. Our satellite studio on the West Coast is going to join us for the morning meeting as well. And yeah, looking forward to getting the update out and the newsletter out and all that good stuff. Editing the top 10-ish list of highlights from the week for you folks. So have a great weekend, and in case I don't see you this afternoon, otherwise I will see you later. Bye-bye. Morning with Max. And great questions today, by the way, folks. Great morning with Max.